I know, you're thinking another budget looper pedal review, pretty boring, right? As if we haven't already seen enough of those videos clogging up YouTube. But hold on a second, guys, because the Flamma FF20 is a little different. Sure, it loops, sure, it drums, the usual stuff, but this one hides a few features that you don't usually find at this price point or any other price point. So if you're interested in learning more, stick around because there's a lot more in this little box than meets the eye. So right out of the gate, the Flamma FF20 is one of the most intuitive looper pedals that I've used so far. Let me talk about the screen a little bit because this is where a lot of the magic happens. Finally, no more blinking LEDs that leave you guessing as to what you're doing or what mode you're on. I don't really like working with those methods. I think the screen is much more clear. You get a status bar that shows you your loop length. You get number beat indicators along the bottom of the screen that basically shows you exactly which beat you're on. You even have a little mini metronome icon so you can adjust the tempo. You can do tap tempo. There's a little button with a little LED on it that blinks in sync with your tempo. It's simple, it's clear, and it's actually usable. Now the dual foot switch setup is also a must-have. You have record, stop, and rewind on the left. You have pause, tap tempo, and delete on the right. Everything's clear, everything's easy to use. It's way more intuitive than trying to memorize or tap dance on those little combo units on a single foot switch. Now, as for the design, I think it looks clean, minimalistic, no clutter. I like it. It doesn't feel like a budget pedal at all, even though it's priced like one. Now, for those of you that are forced to practice quietly because you have to avoid waking the kids or the wife or something like that, you'll be happy to know that the FF20 does include a headphone output right here in the back. So you can just plug in your favorite pair of headphones and play silently. Super convenient. One of my favorite features on this unit is the auto punch-in function. Now, not all of these looper pedals have that. I love that feature because you can just start playing and the pedal starts recording. So even if your hand-eye coordination is a little off, it'll work. Now, it's a little sensitive though, so even sometimes having a little bit of small string noises can trigger it early. But thankfully, they've thought of that as well because they've included a threshold setting, which you can adjust from 1 to 100. So you can dial in exactly how sensitive you want it to be. Plus, there's a 4-beat count-in option when you're using the drum loops that sounds like a drummer counting you in with the drumsticks. So it feels really natural and you have plenty of time to get ready to come in right on the button. Now the knobs on this unit look a little different than most pedals. They're a little bit wider and lower profile, which I think works really nicely. The left one here is the volume control for your loop, and the right knob slash button allows you to go through the menu options and then click to select. If you want to scroll through all of your memory slots, just press both foot switches at the same time, like that. And then you can use the left or the right switch to scroll through them. You have 99 slots total, and the screen even shows you how much of the 300 total minutes of recording time you have left. So you're never left guessing as to when you're going to run out. And yes, you can toggle between record, dub, play, or record, play, dub, depending on your looping style. So it's really totally customizable and up to you. Now, when you're stopping a loop, you get 4 options. You have an immediate stop, which cuts off the loop right away. You have a one shot, which is basically a loop that will finish playing to the end of the 4 bars. And then you have a short fade and a long fade out. The fade outs are great because they sound more musical than a dead stop, you know. Most of the time you want the song or the loop to end, especially in a live performance. And this unit is kind of like having your own sound engineer bringing down the cue on a mix for a nice, easy fade out. Now here's a surprise, 2 input jacks in the back of this thing. That means you can connect and loop 2 instruments at the same time. So you can do a voice and a guitar. You can do an electric guitar, an acoustic guitar that's plugged in. You can do a guitar and a bass. It's very, very convenient. You also get stereo output options as well. So you can go either mixed mode. So mixed mode is kind of like dual mono, or you can do stereo for a full stereo setup. So if you're using a 2 amp setup, for example, you can go left, right, full stereo. Pretty cool. Now, no looper pedal is complete in my opinion without some decent drums. Now in this unit you have 11 drum styles to choose from: rock, blues, jazz, all the good stuff. Plus each one of those has 20 patterns. So you don't run out of grooves to play with and experiment with. And if my math is correct, that should give you roughly a little bit over 200 grooves to play with. So I had a fun time because they sound good. Drums on a looper don't always sound great, but these ones do. They're good enough for jamming, recording, even live performances. I think you'll be pleased. One feature that really stands out in my opinion is time stretch. You can actually change the tempo of your loop without changing the pitch. That has a lot of cool applications. So for example, if you want to slow down a fast riff to learn it, you can do it. You can just stretch the time. It basically will adjust the speed of the loop without changing the pitch. Now think of that for a minute, because this unit also allows you to import sounds, and I'll get to that in a minute in more detail, but that will allow you to, for example, take a clip of a song you're trying to learn or a solo you're trying to learn, put it in the looper, and then slow it down and play along with it. So it's like your own personal training device. It's pretty cool, man. Now we have to talk about software, because the unit does have dedicated companion software that you can download straight from the Flamma website. The download is about 200 megabytes. It's not a big file, but downloading it from the website was a little bit of an exercise in patience, I'm going to have to say, because the Flamma website for some reason doesn't download that quick. So it took a while, but I got to say it was worth it. Once installed, the app lets you do a lot of really nifty things. So you can review the loops you already have on the unit. You can rearrange them You can import or export your loops. You can save them on your hard drive, but it also allows you to import audio in different formats. You have WAV, MP3, FLAC, APE, AAC, M4A, and OGG. And get this, you can also extract audio from video files. And that supports MP4, MOV, AVI, WMA, and MPEG, which is MPEG. So you can actually extract up to 30 minutes of audio from video files and put them into the unit. How cool is that? I don't know that many units that do that. Actually, I don't know any except for this one. So I can honestly say that the Flamma FF20 is one of the more feature-packed and easy to use looper that I've tested. And that's saying a lot because, you know, there's a lot of very interesting looper pedals out there that do a lot, but they don't do it easily. This one loops, it drums, it syncs, it stretches time, it imports audio, even video clips or audio from video clips, and it does it all for very little money. This thing is super affordable. So honestly, guys, I don't really see a reason not to pick one of these things up. I'm extremely happy with it. Now, I've had a lot of fun with it over the last little while that I've been playing with it, and I really hope this isn't the last version that we see from Flamma. They've been putting out some really nice products lately, and I hope they keep up the great work. What I would love to see in a future release of this unit is perhaps a more rugged enclosure. This one is plastic. Maybe include heavier duty knobs for gigging, because I'm a little rough with my pedals. I don't want it to break, But honestly, for the price that these things are selling for, I can't really complain. This one is definitely a keeper. Hey guys, if you liked today's review, hit that like button, subscribe for more gear talk, and don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Have you tried the FF20 yet? If you know a looper pedal that can top it, drop a comment below. I want to hear your take. I want to hear your feedback. And I want to have a discussion with you guys that will be helpful not just to me, but to viewers of this content as well. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.